This is a story of how the Valuation Masterclass went from a dream of making a big impact to helping thousands of students around the world build a competitive advantage in valuation. My name is Andrew Stotts, and I've worked in the financial industry for over 30 years as an analyst and head of research for leading investment banks and research houses. I was voted a #1 analyst in Thailand twice and served 2 terms as president of CFA Society Thailand. In addition, I have taught valuation to thousands of students. I moved to Thailand in 1992 to teach finance, and after 1 year of teaching, I figured out I would not make much money as a teacher. So I took a job as a financial analyst in the booming Thai stock market. But while working, I continued to teach finance at university. I became a CFA charter holder in 2001 and then became a head of research, overseeing teams of analysts. All along, I continued to teach finance and especially started focusing on teaching equity valuation. Since valuation was the core of my job, I found the topic very interesting and enjoyed teaching 4th-year students what I had learned from my studies and my experiences at work. In my university classes, I had students value actual companies and present their recommendations. In addition, I designed a system to have students review the valuation work of their peers. This served to strengthen their learning. Now, a core strength of mine, which I also taught my students, was financial modeling. In 1999, I took a big risk and hired a young Thai analyst named Sornsang to take over all the financial modeling that I was doing. We worked together so well that after about 13 years, we became business partners. Now, this allowed me to focus on developing the story of each stock I was looking at. In addition, it gave me time to write and speak much more than other analysts. 2 benefits came from this. First, I started to get noticed as an up-and-coming analyst. The second thing was that my financial model became world-class. Another great thing that from that teaching was that one of my students, Alex, came to work with me and now is one of my business partners. Then one day in 2015, I remember teaching a class of 20 of Thailand's top finance students with Alex and thinking I wanted to make a much more significant impact on the world. By this time, we had started providing our Excel model, which we named the value model, to our clients who had teams of analysts. One day in 2017, a client asked for a manual to explain how to operate the value model. And that's when Alex came up with the idea to create the online valuation masterclass instead of making that manual. The Valuation Masterclass started as an on-demand online course. We began bringing students from around the world into the course. More than 1,000 students entered the course, but we discovered a common problem with on-demand courses. Only about 10% of students make it to the end. The ones who made it to the end were exceptional. One of those graduates, Christian, came to work with us to improve the course and help us in our business. By this time, we had split the Valuation Masterclass into 2 parts, foundation and professional, for those who wanted to practice applying the valuation skills they learned in foundation. We hoped that since the program wasn't so overwhelming, it would raise the pass rates for foundation students, which it did, but just a little bit. By this time, it was mid-2021, and the world was deep into the COVID lockdown madness. And Christian and I came up with an interesting idea of how to massively increase pass rates. On the week of 3 May 2021, we kicked off the first Valuation Masterclass Bootcamp at my home with 8 attendees. Sessions started at 7 a.m. and finished at 3 p.m. each Monday to Friday for 6 weeks. We taught all the material in person and had the students work on a final company valuation project, which they presented at the end of the 6 weeks. We had so much fun, and the attendees each learned a ton. This helped us see that we have real value to bring to the world. But there was one problem. I ended up in the same situation I faced in 2015 when I stood in front of 20 university students. Teaching in person would not allow me to scale and make a bigger impact on the world. It was at this moment that the Valuation Masterclass Bootcamp became an online-only course. We shared the news of upcoming Bootcamp number 1 on LinkedIn, and we got 13 attendees from Thailand, 3 from Nigeria, and 2 each from South Africa, the Philippines, and Malaysia. And we got 1 attendee from Saudi Arabia, India, Finland, Singapore, Hong Kong, and the UK. In total, we had 25 attendees, and at the end of the 6 weeks, 18 graduated. A 72% pass rate. Our guided course was just what people needed to help them complete the material, which took our pass rate from a bit above 10% to 70%. At the end of 2023, we kicked off Valuation Masterclass Bootcamp 12 with more than 40 students from 13 countries. The bootcamp is a much more comprehensive course than when we started. The bootcamp is suitable for finance professionals who want to build a competitive advantage in valuation, for students and recent grads who want practical experience in finance to get a job, and for professionals who want to switch their careers to finance. Investors who wish to learn company valuation to improve their stock selection also attend. And we have even taught business owners, executives who want to maximize the value of their business. This is a story of how the Valuation Masterclass Bootcamp became the best place in the world to gain practical skills in company valuation in just 6 weeks. I will end by saying that I hope to see you in the bootcamp one day.